Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to see so many of you here at eBay Open in the UK. I'm Will Waitman, the Senior Director of the Regulatory team, and what we do is we build solutions that help eBay and our sellers deal with the most complex, new and changing regulations across the world.
And I'm Nikki Blackie, and I'm the Director of the UK Regulatory team. My team is responsible for developing seller-focused solutions to UK regulations. Today, we're going to take you through some of the key regulatory updates that matter most to you as sellers, and to show you how we're making compliance simpler, clearer, and more actionable.
The environment sellers are operating in is evolving rapidly. We're seeing more activity from regulators across different areas of e-commerce, from online and product safety to environmental responsibility and international trade. That means there are more laws to consider, more obligations to meet, and more ways to unintentionally fall foul of these rules. We know it can feel a bit overwhelming, especially when these rules are so different by country and by category. And that's why we're here today, to help explain some of it and to show you how eBay is working to make this complex landscape a bit easier to deal with. So this is why we're here. This is why we're here. We're here to support sellers with this environment, so you can focus on what's most important for your business. We aim to do this in a few different ways. So firstly, giving you relevant and easily understandable information about regulations and requirements. Secondly, only collecting information that's necessary and when it's actually needed. Thirdly, helping you understand exactly what you need to do and when you need to do it. And above all, trying to make it as simple as we possibly can, to use our experience.
We really want you to spend more time growing your business and less time worrying about regulation. Everything that we're showing you today connects back to this goal.
So let's start with the UK Online Safety Act. This is a major piece of legislation aimed at making the internet safer for users, and especially children. It introduces legal responsibilities for online platforms like eBay, including proactively identifying and removing harmful and illegal content, preventing exposure to content that could cause harm, and doing this in a way that's consistent and backed by enforcement mechanisms.
So in response to this regulation, we've conducted a comprehensive review of our policies, and we've made changes in some areas such as bladed items and health and wellness content. We've updated our rules on enforcement practices in these areas to comply with the Act standards. Let's walk through a couple of examples. So since March 2025, we've clarified our policy related to bladed items and how sellers are meant to comply under the Offensive Weapons Act. So buyers have to be age verified upon checkout, and also they have to have age verification on delivery. So the knock-on impact of this for sellers is it means that sellers must use an age-verified delivery service only. You cannot offer an in-person collection, delivery to parcel lockers or to PO boxes. And the items must be clearly packaged, clearly labeled, and secure. If these requirements are not met, unfortunately, listings will be hidden.
And so we've been working to try and make this experience as good as you for sellers as we can. So, for example, we've got policies in place to proactively identify potentially non-compliant items. We're going to put those listings on hold so that once an issue's been fixed, there's no loss of sales history or search history. We've developed new AI tools to identify items with blades. That means that fewer items will be incorrectly identified. And we're making sure that there's an opportunity to appeal, so that if we think we got it wrong and an item doesn't have a blade, you can raise an appeal and we'll try to resolve it.
So another area where we've had to make some changes, or we've looked at making some changes, is in the health and wellness products, particularly relating to weight loss. What we've done is we've updated our policies in July 25 to align with the Online Safety Act and to protect young people from harmful messaging. Specifically, what this means is that sellers can't list products that have extreme or unproven weight loss claims. They also cannot show imagery or content that promotes eating disorders. The reality is that all of these changes are about maintaining trust, ensuring safety and protecting vulnerable users and keeping your businesses compliant.
So, moving over to Europe now. The EU's General Product Safety Regulation, also known as GPSR, came into effect in December last year. It's designed to ensure that only safe products are sold in the EU and that someone in the EU is responsible for each one of those products.
As a reminder, if you sell into the EU or Northern Ireland, your listings may need to show manufacturer name and details, contact details. If the manufacturer is based outside of the EU or Northern Ireland, you will need a Northern Ireland or EU-based person responsible for this item. You also need to include product details. For example, that means like the model number or CE mark, and you also need to upload safety documentation in the languages in the countries you're selling to. All of these requirements apply at the listing level, not at the account level.
So, we appreciate that this is one of the more ambiguous and complex regulations to try and comply with. So there's a few things or myths we wanted to bust and things we wanted to make clear right away. So GPSR does not apply to sales in England, Wales and Scotland. Only sales to EU and Northern Ireland customers. Secondly, there's no account level blocks. If we take any actions, they will be listing specific. And if the required information is missing, the item may be placed on hold and hidden from buyers. But once the information is added, it'll be returned to being available and there'll be no impact to search history or sales ranking. And lastly, if we do have to take action, we will communicate it really clearly to you through email, message centre and other channels that as makes most sense.
We're also working on a series of ways to make GPSR easier to comply with. For example, we are working with a provider of GPSR compliance services who can help with identifying and providing relevant information for your listings and adding this to your listings. If you'd like to try this out, there's a 90-day free trial on offer. Please either sign up through the app, going to categories, services, links, and right at the very, very bottom, you'll see a link to GPSR trial, or otherwise just come to see us at our regulatory stand, which is relatively close to the entrance, and we can show you more information.
Okay, if you sell to the United States, this is one to watch, and as I'm sure most of you know, since August this year, the $800 de minimis threshold into the US has been removed. So what this means is that items worth less than $800 that are being shipped to US buyers, which previously you didn't have to pay customs and duties, now face customs clearance and import duties.
So what does that actually mean in practice? Firstly, the key thing is that country of origin of an item is really important. The US import tariff calculation is based on country of origin. What does that mean? Simply, it's where the item was manufactured. And you can find this on the packaging or labels of products and from the manufacturer. Secondly, this also means that there's a lot more complication in selling to the US. So US buyers can be really confused about higher costs and they're not used to buying items when they're having to pay duties and tariffs after purchase. Items can be delayed at the border as things are checked. And then finally, there is more information required. As I said, for information, the country of origin is required, and there are also fewer shipping providers now who are shipping to the US.
So here's the good news. We're doing as much as we can to help. There's an awful lot going on with tariffs, an awful lot of change, and all the latest information is available to you on eBay in Seller Centre. We're also showing really clear messaging to buyers in the US throughout their purchase journey, so that they're really, really clear if the cost of an item includes tariffs, duties and fees, or if it doesn't. We've also adjusted the estimated delivery dates for shipments into the US, so we can protect you all, and are constantly monitoring it and updating it as we need to. And then if you're using the Global Shipping Programme, so GSP, we handle that complexity for you. If any of you aren't using it, haven't tried it out, and want to sign up or are interested in experimenting with it, then you can go to your account settings and under postage options, just select GSP. Then when your item sells, You just ship it to the UK shipping centre and we take care of the rest. Customs, tracking, duties, communication with buyers. Also, we're really excited to be able to announce the launch of something today that will hopefully really help GSP sales into the US. So, up to now, we've had to rely on sellers to provide country of origin for their items, so that US tariffs can be calculated. This can be really time-consuming and complicated. And actually, so yesterday I was with Lee, who I can see down here in the front, and he was explaining to me how he really wants eBay to help more with complying with regulations and us doing more to help with that and provide information. And that's actually what we're going to be doing here. So from today, we're going to automatically select country of origin for GSP items shipping into the US, where we've got reliable information. So that should mean that it's loads easier to sell into the US and open up even more listings to buyers. And so, but also worth being really clear that if you do add the country of origin yourself to your listings, that will take priority over any information that we provide. If any of you want to know any more about it, there'll be an announcement just after this on the seller community, or stop by and chat to Josh over at the GSP stand, the Global Shipping Programme stand, or come and chat to us at the regulatory stand.
That's great news, Will. I'd love to share another launch with you to help sellers get their listings back quickly in front of buyers. We've recently launched, as in last month, we launched the Account and Listing Health Center. This is what we consider to be like your compliance health center on eBay. It's a central place where you'll be able to view your account and listing status. You'll be able to see any listings that are placed on hold and hidden from buyers. You'll be able to understand why they've been hidden. And then you'll also be able to take direct action to fix the issue right there on the page. What's really powerful about this is that it prioritizes issues based on business impact so that you can fix what needs to be fixed first. And you have control over that priority. It's available for all sellers now for listing issues. If one of your listings is placed on hold, you'll receive an email, and then you'll find the health center by clicking on the link provided. Here's a short video showing you how this works.
World, and here's what they had to say. They all wanted a simple way to resolve their listing or account issues. I don't want to have to be a lawyer, to figure out these regulations in detail. And I just want to sell my items, and I want the selling to work. So I would like eBay to put it in front of me in the most optimal way possible, and say we are not going to bother you with the rest. It's a maze to find the information. It's really hard to find. If I shouldn't be doing it, they would have told me, or removed my listing already. Guide me on how to make products legal and compliant, rather than simply taking down listings. Introducing the new Account and Listing Health Center. Here's how to use the new Account and Listing Health Center to fix your issues. You will receive an email informing you that you have a hidden listing because this listing didn't follow a particular policy. Click on Review Your Listings. Log into your eBay account. Select the listing issues you want to revise from the drop-down menu. Based on the results page, you can see the listing's title, picture, quantity, price, and total value. You can also sort the listings by total value. Hit the Resolve button. You'll see your listing pop up. There are 3 actions you can take on the listing: Start Appeal, End Listing, and Revise Listing. In this example, we are revising the listing to get it back up quickly.
At the top of this listing, you will see a red banner showing the policy it goes against. Edit your listing with the correct information to fix it.
When you're done, click on Revise. There you go, you're all done. Your listing has been revised.
So, as I said, at the moment you can access through this through the email that you receive. However, we know that we send a lot of emails and things can get missed. So by the end of the year, we have plans to make sure that managing issues is easier by providing you access through Seller Hub so you can quickly find this center whilst you're conducting your business on eBay. For now, this covers only listing issues, but we will also be expanding it to cover account level issues so that it's all in the single place. And we're also going to be adding further guidance and further information there too.
So another thing that we wanted to share with you is that we've launched a guide, a quick and easy tool to help figure out what rules and regulations apply to you. So we launched this a few months ago, and since then about 20,000 UK sellers have visited this to find out information. The way it works is really simple. So you go to the page, you select that you're a business seller, assuming you are, you select UK because that's where you're shipping from, and you select where you want to sell to. And then you'll be shown a list of regulations that could apply to your business. Now, on each of those, you can click through to find out more information about the rules and how to get compliant. We've tried to keep it as simple as possible. And we've included some great videos, but also detailed content if you want to go and dig into more of the detail about particular regulation. We're continuing to improve this by adding more regulations as well as partners to help you get compliant. And so if you do want to find it and take a look, visit ebay.co.uk/regulatory or scan the massive QR code that's up here. Or you can take a look in the app, in the link that Nikki mentioned before, and click on the regulatory link. Or just come and see us at our stand, and we've got QR codes and all kinds of stuff.
There's loads more coming soon. We're looking ahead. We're bringing in more solutions from partners to support you, like the GPSR trial that I mentioned. We're going to be including account-level insights and notifications in our account and listing health center. And we're going to also be expanding the guides that we use and provide to cover more regulations, as Will mentioned, and support you better. And we're also working on some really exciting AI-powered tools to help you answer your questions and help you be compliant. As we said in the beginning, we're building this with you in mind. We would really appreciate your ongoing feedback and advice on what you need from us to help you.
So it's clear regulation's not slowing down, which is why we're building the tools to support you in complying as easily as possible. We're committed to this so that you can focus on growing your business. And we'll continue to keep communication to you as clear, timely and simple as we can and giving you the information that you need. We'll build out the health centre that Nikki mentioned so that you can have just one place to go to find out the information that you need to get compliant, see which listings or account issues you might have, and then get compliant. And we'll support you with simple experiences and doing everything we can to make it as easy as possible, like we're doing with country of origin information. And lastly, we'll make sure that we continue to listen to you so that we know what to do to help you spend more time on growing your business. If you've got any questions or anything else you want to share, please come by and chat to Nikki and I or one of the team at our stand. And we've also got folks from the policy team there with us, so if you have any policy questions, they can help with those too. And after we finish, which we'll do in a moment, please go and grab your coffee quickly, because what's coming up next could really change the way you run your business. Now, imagine having the power of a big company, even if it's just you and your laptop. That's what AI could make possible. And we've got the expert here to show us how. She's the founder of AI for SMEs, and she's bringing to you tools and frameworks that should help you scale faster, smarter, and with more confidence. So you'll be able to see how to save time, connect better with your customers, and accelerate your business further. So thank you all for taking the time to listen, and thank you for choosing eBay.